Trouble and service calls can be one of the most challenging aspects of your job because you never really know what you're going to encounter. But we have a process in place that will help take some of the stress out of troubleshooting. It can be challenging when you arrive at a frustrated customer's home. Sometimes the service is easier to restore than the customer's confidence in Dish. But there is a way to ease these frustrations. You've got a tough job. We want to make it easier. The Troubleshooting Job Aid is one of the tools developed to help. This systematic approach to troubleshooting is based off the work of top-performing technicians. The technicians who not only complete trouble and service calls quickly, but who also maintain a TC12 percentage below 1% for an entire year. You might wonder how that's even possible, but the top techs all cite the TJA as their key to success. The troubleshooting process isn't new, but we have a huge opportunity to improve our TC rate company-wide. And following the TJA step by step will help accommodate that. In this video, we'll cover steps 1, 2, and 3 in the TJA. These steps detail the actions you need to take before you arrive at the customer's home and will help you effectively conduct basic troubleshooting. Before leaving the office, make sure your SuperSat Buddy is fully charged. If not, ask for a new one. You can also charge it in the vehicle between uses. You'll also want detailed knowledge of the customer's situation. If you have no idea what's going on when you arrive at the customer's house, it's hard to gain the customer's confidence. If account notes are available, review them thoroughly. Then status the customer promptly. Bringing your SuperSat Buddy with you to the customer's door sets a positive tone. It shows the customer that you're ready to get the work done and you have a high-tech tool to do it quickly and effectively. Remember that the customer has probably spoken with a few people by now, and they may be frustrated. Always be professional and show empathy. Greet the customer warmly and show them you know what's going on. You might say something like, "I hear you're having some trouble with the signal on your hopper." Then you'll want to ask a few probing questions. These probing questions will give you more insight into the problem that the customer is experiencing. If the problem is on multiple receivers, you might be tempted to start troubleshooting at a shared component like the switch. While that may be the root cause of the problem, skipping steps in the process totally defeats the purpose of troubleshooting. In reality, you're just guessing at the problem. The point is to make sure that you have a logical and repeatable way to address every single trouble and service call. This way you don't miss easy fixes or other underlying problems within the system. The process makes sure that you are always correct. After asking probing questions, begin initial troubleshooting. The initial troubleshooting steps are very simple and can usually be completed quickly. They're very important to the overall process and can cause a lot of frustration if you skip over them. They usually only take a few seconds, but can cost you minutes or even an hour if not completed. Begin by trying to recreate the problem if possible. Next, check that all devices are plugged in and powered on. Check every device that's incorporated into the Dish system, such as AV receivers, the TV, and set-top box. You will do this for both TV1 and TV2. Or, for the Hopper system, you'll do this at the Hopper and each Joey location. Make sure that all cables are connected correctly and properly secured. Then, check that all TVs are on the correct input or channel. This can be done simply. Just check if the customer has a picture or error message on the screen. If the customer has a smart card, check that it's inserted properly. For operational receivers, make sure the remote is communicating properly. There are multiple potential causes for a non-functioning remote: device codes, the remote itself, and IR interference, to name a few. Making sure that the remote is programmed properly will give you a consistent starting point for remote troubleshooting. Next, check the system info screen. This step will give you more background on the issue the customer is experiencing. For example, if the hard disk drive is working properly, or if there are signal issues coming from a particular orbital location. Steps 1, 2, and 3 in the TJA walk you through preliminary troubleshooting. Most of the actions in these steps can be completed very quickly. And while some of these steps may seem remedial or redundant, it's very important that you complete every one. This can mean the difference between a resolved issue and a repeat TC. The TJA provides you with a repeatable, systematic process to help you quickly resolve any technical issue. It was created based on the work of your top-performing peers. Follow every one of these steps, and your trouble and service calls will be resolved more quickly and more effectively. Thank you for joining us. Remember, this video and the entire troubleshooting series can be found on DNS Portal along with the Troubleshooting Job Aid.